Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle of Vancouver Adjacent by Night. As a warning, this is a mature game, and it explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Players always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready. And I would like to thank our wonderful host and sponsor, Level Up Dice, for giving us the opportunity to share our story with you. Please support them by purchasing these exquisite dice. I've got the Salubri and the Zemissi thing right here, or by spreading the word about them to social media. And now I'm going to introduce our vampires, and I can actually see it this time. So Brennan's going first.
Me first. Hi, I'm Brennan. I'm playing Charlotte, the Ventru of the gang. You know her well. She's finally back to kick some tail. She got new punchy hands. Who knows why? Tybo class paying off.
Tybo, yeah. Yeah, let's go with Tybo. That sounds convincing. Zach would be next.
Hey, I am Zachary Vaudo, and I am playing Charlie Lawrence, the ever-worrying, ever-calculating, ever-anxious Malkavian Vermilion.
And Sam.
Hi, I'm Samantha McLarty, and I'm playing Elena Cortez, the, I don't know what she's doing anymore with Sombra.
She's got more heart now.
Definitely has a lot more heart and is even more confused by, the mystery music box and the fact that Charlie is upset with her, or at least she thinks he's upset with her, and it's just a whole thing, and I don't know. I just don't know. She doesn't know, so I don't know.
Young-ish love, I think. Something along those lines. Patrick would be next.
Hi, I am Patrick Gill, and I am playing Harley, the Nosferatu, who knows that you know that he knows what you don't know, but he also knows that you don't know that he knows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Neither does he.
And last but certainly not least is, and I'm gonna intentionally screw this up and point in the other direction because usually I screw it up. So this time it's Lex. There we go.
Hi, I'm Lex. I play the Toreador Cassandra, and I don't know anything about anything.
But you've got an amazing singing voice that has become even more amazing.
Yeah, instead of the punchy hands, I got the singy chords.
Auto-tune.
Yes, I have biological auto-tune.
And when we last saw our intrepid vampire coterie, they were kind of split at that particular time. Two had gone to investigate the former haven of Harley to see if there was any evidence of them being tracked or people paying closer attention than they should have. But secretly, we all know what happened there. And everyone else was back at Charlotte Industries. So I believe we decided in our collective chat off camera that we were going to be going to the next night, and we are going to get a rouse check from everybody.
Feeling good about today.
That doesn't sound good.
I am now at hunger 3.
Same.
That doesn't sound good at all. So
Two of you beast shield?
So Lex, you would hear kind of the voice of your sire kind of edging out the previous beast, some noises that you would hear, and it is It's almost as if it's becoming more prevalent. Cassandra, you should eat something.
I don't want to.
I don't care if you don't want to. You have to.
I don't want to talk to you.
I don't care about that either.
Go away.
I will go away when you eat.
Fine. Fine. I'll figure something out. Just leave me alone.
And that's the last you hear of him until such time as we, roll for some other
Watch
hunger.
some more.
Yeah. Patrick, you hear, hey, eat something. Or someone. Doesn't really matter to me. Fuck it.
Leave me alone, please.
Everybody's telling me to be left alone. If you fucking eat something, I'd leave you alone. Do you not understand how this works?
I've got important work to do, and you keep interfering. I can't stop every 5 minutes to take care of you. I have shit that needs done. Now you either shut the fuck up and get out of the way, or maybe we can work out a compromise. I'll feed later on tonight, but you still shut the fuck up and get out of the way.
No.
All right. Look, I need to eat. You're right. I'll take care of this. Promise.
Elena. You hear, Elena, you need to eat.
You don't think that I already know that?
I don't think that you don't already know that. You're correct.
I know that I need to eat. I'm well aware of that, but I can't really do that right now. It's kind of inconvenient to do that at the moment.
Your convenience doesn't affect me.
But it should,
It does not.
because if I'm inconvenienced, then you don't get fed.
If I'm inconvenienced, you are not feeding. That's the problem.
Maybe I'm not actually hungry. Maybe it's just you being you.
And that's the last you hear of your very confused beast from that point. So I believe there was going to be a little bit of a meeting happening at the beginning of the episode, and that would be between Harley and Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. So after Elena and Charlie confirmed that the Haven was cleared out, Harley went and took care of a couple of things, and then he set to work on some homework that Charlotte had given him a while ago, and they've been meaning to discuss for quite some time, but things haven't been calmed down enough to the point where they could actually have this talk. So Harley has made a point to anyone who has texted him or emailed him or anything like that, he's found that rare window where he's got the opportunity to actually do his job for once. And he's now set up on we never did decide what floor Elena and Harley ended up on, I don't think, anyway.
It was a floor.
It was
whichever, pretty much whatever one you want.
Yeah,
Take your pick.
Yeah, Charlotte owns the building, so
mm-hmm. But Harley has settled into his workplace / living area, you can see that around the around his little chunk of the of this floor of the building, there's weird sections of walls where there wouldn't, where it doesn't make sense to put a wall. Closer inspection, these are actually special Faraday cages that Harley had commissioned, so Elena can actually go about wherever she wants to in the floor and not screw up his hardware. So Harley does have a huge, it's a stereotypical straight out of Hollywood, big like IT hacker terminal. He's got like 19 different monitors all over this one wall, and they're all tuned to different like security cameras in the building, different stock tickers, for the crypto markets, everything else like that. But he's finished up his homework, and he's checking in with Sandra to make sure that the boss lady is free. And I'm assuming Sandra says that Charlotte is actually expecting me.
Yeah, Sandra would be like, Charlotte is in her office, I believe.
All right, let her know that I'm on my way up by myself, and she'll know what that means.
Okay. Charlotte, you get a kind of buzzer from the front desk of the Charlotte Industries floor.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Make sure you let him in.
Will do.
So Harley actually has with him, he still has his laptop bag slung over his shoulder, but he's actually got a briefcase that looks like it probably costs, at least a couple months worth of paychecks for your average run of the mill middle class worker here in Vancouver. But Harley is strictly work mode now. Kind of approaches Charlotte's office and knocks on the door.
Come in. I wasn't doing anything important.
Thank you. So Harley's got his cowl off, and maybe Harley does seem to be a little more at home in the shoebox than...
It's a nice shoebox.
It is a nice shoebox.
It is a nice shoebox.
I trust that you're adjusting to your space.
Very well, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'll have the purchase orders for the construction and renovation work sent to Sandra's desk tomorrow evening.
Of course. She'll handle every bit of that.
So,
you wanted to have a conversation.
Yes. So that thing that you wanted me to do when we kind of got this show rolling and before we left the old building.
Ah, yes, the thing.
Yes, the thing. So Harley is going, yes, air quote, the thing. So Harley is going to sit down in a chair directly across from Charlotte, and he seems very at home here.
As you should. We've worked together before.
Exactly. We
in a small closet office such as this.
Mm-hmm. This is probably their second or third shoebox. But he opens up the briefcase, and he hands over several thick manila envelopes. Inside the manila envelopes, these are it's opposition research for the coterie. It highlights...
Oh, you've finally gotten around to doing your homework?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the delay. Have been busy, as you know. So inside each of these dossiers, it's got each of the coteries' pictures, including Harley and Charlotte. If Harley had any access to a security camera and he had the time to find the best shot of everyone that's paperclipped to their portfolio, and maybe Cassandra's got an in her folder. She's got one of her old show flyers from back in the day. Like, yeah, Harley took the time to track this down. So, ma'am, here we are. This details the coterie strengths, weaknesses, individual, communal. I have to say that on one hand, I'm impressed by what we've done, but on the other hand, this is we're not in good positions in a couple of different fronts, ma'am, and I think it's time that we need to look at what we need to do about Victor fucking Davenport, because if I've got this information, he more than likely has this information if he's actually trying to have you eliminated.
Sorry, my internet cut out for a second.
Oh.
I lost that last part when you were talking about Victor.
Oh, and I can't remember exactly what I said either. So if I was able to put together this information, I guarantee you that Victor Davenport does as well. And we need to decide, or you need to decide rather, what your course of action with him is going to be. I mean, I can only advise. I can do per the terms of our contract. You know what I'm capable of doing for you, and I'm willing to do it.
So what you're saying is that you're not comfortable with where we are in our agenda?
I think we could be in better circumstances, but we could be in worse. We do have a very strong core, but this new relationship dynamic that's developing could be troublesome.
Well, workplace romances happen all the time. It's not rare per se. It's nothing that I haven't experienced before.
That's true, but I would advise not interfering, and
I would never.
well, ma'am, you
To
and
that
I,
extent.
Yeah, you and I both know that. Yeah, but we've been doing this dance a long time now, and I would let them do what they want. And,
I'll let them have their fun. Happy employees are productive employees, after all.
right. And
That's why I've installed beanbag chairs around the office.
It does seem to actually help. The interns do seem to have a little bit more spring in their step.
It does, and they're so stupid. It's like I don't even pay them, but you put a beanbag there, and all of a sudden you're the best boss in Canada.
Well, it's the whole like, oh, this is the new commercial, hipster way of doing things, and just
It's the business equivalent of taking your chair and putting it backwards and having a seat and being
Right.
like, "Hello, fellow kids.
we're going to
Do you
jam.
like working for free?"
Let's rap for a minute, if you will.
Yeah, is that what
Youth
the
of-
kids are saying
I know.
on the TikTok?
No.
I see.
But so personally, ma'am, as far as Victor Davenport is concerned, he's useful. I personally would recommend not having him physically eliminated.
And I would tend to agree. I feel like we find ourselves in a unique situation where I feel like everybody's installed exactly where I want them to be.
Except yourself.
And yeah, but that's the plan.
We'll get you there.
It's not really a rush. It's actually better that I'm not. It gives us time to figure out what we want to do about Victor and how we want to handle everything going forward. But I think we've put ourselves in the best position possible.
Right. The thing with Victor, this is a personal recommendation, ma'am, but if we do end up forming some kind of independent city government that's headed by the Primogen Council, as a token of good faith and diplomacy, maybe after the dust is settled, if Victor Davenport is still alive, maybe he can be the official Camarilla representative to Vancouver.
And I think that that's an enticing offer if we feel as though that we have that in place.
So let Cassandra do her thing. Let me do my thing. I'll keep you informed. I do want to point out, however, that when it comes to Cassandra, I've been fairly in depth with everyone's histories, but I do have to let you know that I maybe had to take a little too much Sharpie to Cassandra's, we'll say 2 years of her life. So
Of course, I trust your judgment.
bear that in mind. But it's nothing that you need to be concerned about, and it's something that I'm keeping an eye on as well.
And that's why I appreciate your work. That's why we've had such a successful working relationship for all this time.
Right. I do have one request though, ma'am. Could you just stop busting my fucking balls just a little bit, please? Just a tiny bit.
One request, what was that?
Could you please stop busting my fucking balls so much, ma'am?
But then everybody would be suspicious that I'm not treating everyone equally.
True. That's very, very true.
It's very important that everybody thinks that I'm a moron and has no idea what's going on.
I know, but sometimes could we maybe take it down from 11 and may settle on a 9.5?
Just because you've chosen to stop wearing your mask doesn't mean that I have to stop wearing mine.
Yeah, good point. Very, very good point. Oh, which reminds me. Hold on. And you see, there's actually been a little bit of a bulge under Harley's hoodie, and it stayed fairly still. But now that Harley's like bothering it, Charlotte can actually see bits of fur and like a little curled pink tail sticking out from underneath. Come on.
Yes, the rat.
Let go. Thank you. And Harley pulls out. It's this little. It's a scrawny little possum, and it's got like a little chunk taken out of its left ear from a recent fight. The wound looks like it's still fairly fresh, and then it's got a little at the very tip of its right ear. It's got a little silver hoop earring.
You pierced your possum?
I found her like this. This is Kitty. And
Kitty the possum.
Kitty the possum, and the possum itself is just kind of like you can see she's got her claws just dug into Harley's shoulder. She is scared shitless, and she is not moving for anybody or anything. Yeah, she's used to me, but I don't know if it like stinks like us too much in here for her right now.
I would imagine.
I'll get her back in her carrier, and I'll get her back underground here in a little bit. She'll be fine.
For what it's worth, you guys make a lovely couple.
She's useful. She's I mean, Florence is death on four legs, but Kitty, she can get where she needs to go, and she can go where I can't. So this is she'll come in handy. She'll come in useful.
Can it hack the world?
We'll work on that, I guess.
Yeah. I think there might be a business for a possum that can use computers. I'm not sure where.
TikTok, probably.
But I'm sure there's money in it.
There's got to be TikTok. I mean, what wouldn't be on TikTok now?
The possum community is thriving there.
Very true. Yes. But anyways, ma'am, you can feel free to review the dossiers. It's our usual notes, so nothing major changed there. Yeah, my martyr complex is, as always, a hindrance, and unfortunately, ma'am, the mask works a little too well sometimes. There's being underestimated, and then there is people being able to read past the act. So just bear that in mind.
Are you saying that I'm unconvincing?
No, you're convincing. It's just that when you're dealing with kindred who might have a couple extra 100 years on you, you're not fooling anybody.
I see.
So just
then I'll
careful.
try to bust your balls a little less then.
Well, just be careful. I don't honestly. I've never met Hazoon, and I personally don't want to ever meet Hazoon, but I doubt the act would hold up under him for very long. So just...
That's a fair point, but I haven't left my closet in about 40 years, and I don't mind flying a little bit close to the sun.
But Icarus didn't have a safety net, though. You've got us at least.
Icarus was poor.
That's a very good point.
Oh, and I'm rich in friendship. Yes, of course.
Yes. Well, if you don't mind, ma'am, I do have to get back to work. This was a nice talk. I'm glad we were finally able to touch base now that things have calmed down and the conspiracy is afoot, as they say.
Mm-hmm. It's so exciting, actually.
And so Harley reaches up and just kind of like, you can hear him muttering in her ear a little bit, and she finally lets go reluctantly, and he tucks her back into his cowl. All right, you have a good rest of the evening, ma'am, and I will, when everyone checks in later on, just let me know. I wanted to make sure that this got handled before we got busy for the rest of the night.
It was lovely doing business with you as always, Harley. Make sure you see Sandra on your way out.
Very well, ma'am. And Harley does exactly that. He checks in with Sandra as he leaves Charlotte's little shoebox.
Does Sandra have anything for Harley?
More money.
Yeah, okay.
And
Probably
yeah,
in an envelope.
No, it's gonna be the big sack with the money sign on it.
It's a sack with money sign on it.
and Harley's willing to play into this eccentricity just because, and anyone who might be wanting to possibly check in with Charlotte will see Harley just like dejectedly dragging this, like, it's basically a pillowcase with a zip cord around it. And
It's not up over the shoulder?
no,
Like,
it's just
okay.
he's just like, why bother?
Dejectedly, as Harley drags the money bag into the elevator to go back to Harley and Elena's floor, we are going to rack focus ever so slightly, and I believe Cassandra and Charlie are going to be meeting as well.
Yes.
Where will they be meeting?
I believe that we are at Charlie's place, if I'm correct. So Cassandra comes out of Charlie's bathroom drying her hair. It was a lot more vigorous than I thought it would be.
it's a thing. But good?
It was good, yeah. I
Good.
really enjoyed myself.
Very good. Yes, you did fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm getting better at this whole thing.
You have ink.
Oh,
There.
oh, shit. You just get ink everywhere, you know?
It's I have to write on things.
Noticed.
They don't make a non-bleeding marker.
I bet they do.
I haven't found one yet. How
I'll
are
get
you
you a
feeling?
Sharpie. I've been hearing, you know, when you wake up and someone talks to you in your head?
In a manner of speaking, yeah.
It's been different lately. It's not who it used to be.
Different how? Who did it? What was the change?
It used to be Erasmus, but he hasn't been around a whole lot. And lately it's been sounding a lot more like Connor. And I don't really know what that means.
Well, typically that would make sense, considering I don't know why you would be hearing him now if you weren't hearing him for a while now. That sounds like maybe Tremere territory of esoteric business, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, I think. But it's not him. It's a representation, it's a manifestation in your head of the hunger.
It's so much like him, though.
It's going to be as convincing as possible. But it's not him.
Do you think it's a Chimera thing? Maybe I'll talk to Harley's little girlfriend about it.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never had to encounter that. Mine changes all the time, but that's because it seems it's sort of a group effort kind of thing. I didn't have a single voice ever going. But you're not like me, so it's different. You just have that.
So speaking of Harley's little girlfriend, can I ask you a question?
I don't know a lot about Abigail, but I can probably try to answer stuff.
Cool. Isn't she supposed to have that music box?
Yes.
But
Yes, she
you
is.
have it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, follow-up question. Why?
Okay. That would be because I never gave it back after everything at Charlotte's place.
Why? I mean, I would think of all people besides Elena, you would want to know where this came from. I mean, you're our other vigilante, right? Are you embarrassed that you had another panic attack?
No. I didn't give it back. So when people want to do nice things for you, like, do you usually you get gifts and things, right? That's a normal thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like-
Gifts, flowers, letters, all kinds of stuff.
And that's a normal way to express how you feel about.
I mean, it's not normal, but you know, you always want to know where stuff comes from, and oh my god, I just got it.
Yeah.
That's literally the cutest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I panicked and I didn't write my name on it.
Oh my god, and that's the song, and oh, it's so obvious in retrospect. I can't believe she hasn't figured it out. She's usually so smart.
I keep walking you all away from it every time you bring it up.
You do, don't you? You're sneaky.
I panicked.
So are you gonna tell her?
Harley says I should.
Harley's smart sometimes too.
So when the people who want to do things with you, like, what do they say when they want to say that stuff? It's been a while. It's been 70, 89, 89, 70, 60, 70 years.
Really long time. Well, the stuff I usually get said to me is probably not gonna work for Elena.
That's
But girls
probably
love
right.
being complimented. And it's not like Elena isn't compliment worthy. I mean, she's gorgeous, obviously, but she's also like so smart and so strong. I would say just like, I bet she'd just appreciate the honesty. And I bet she'd also appreciate knowing that no one was coming to kill her via music box.
I mean, we saw that nobody's leaving things at the Haven, because I didn't leave more things at the Haven. So that confirmed that nobody is doing that.
Okay, so definitely don't leave anything at their new Haven, or they're
No,
going
no.
to think she's being stalked. And no
No.
one likes a stalker usually.
That's a weird qualifier.
You know, everyone likes attention. I would just sit down with her and just like talk to her. I mean, I think you'll know pretty quickly whether or not she's into it too. And based on what I've seen, and I am sort of an expert on these matters, I think she'd be into it.
She said the thing already. She said that she said it already, but that's
No. What exactly did she say? I'm gonna need this in a word for word transcript kind of way.
you all were there, and just when she
Oh, when you two pulled off to the side to have your cute little talk that we weren't allowed to hear? That time?
that's the one. I noticed that she was being oddly specific with her wording a lot, and she said that she liked me and not to think about it too much, and that
Did you immediately start thinking about it too much and not stop
instantaneously.
since then?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of been a continual we're not supposed to like dream when we go to sleep, but I think like it's hard for me to tell, like, is it just like I'm thinking about it all the way up until like everything goes black and then the moment I pick back up again, or is it just sort of going the whole way through? Is it the same thing at that point? I don't really know at that point. It's a lot.
I mean, I don't think that even really matters. If you're thinking about her when you fall asleep and she's the first thing you're thinking about when you wake up in the morning, well, I sort of know what that means. Okay, so here's the question. Yes, of course you don't. It means you have a lot of really good feelings for her. So, do you want me to talk to her and kind of see how she's feeling about the whole thing? Because, like, I could totally do that. I used to do that, like, all the time.
No, actually, if I have a different plan, it's kind of the opposite of that.
Is it that no one ever talks about it ever, including both of you?
It's kind of in between those two extremes, but it's mainly you don't talk to her about it and also don't talk to her about it.
Well, being as those are the same thing, I can probably do at least one of them.
It bears repeating.
I guess, but if you don't talk to her on a sooner than later kind of timeline, I will. Do you know what happens when you let crushes fester? Bad things. This is how friends groups split apart all the time. When I was in high school, like Brady and Michelle had been in love forever, and he was just sitting on it, and she was waiting for him to make a move, and it never happened, and none of us are friends anymore.
That was the reason that none of you are friends anymore?
Well, I mean, I also slept with Brady, but I mean, that's a totally different matter.
It seems kind of like an equation at that point, but I understand. No, you're right.
If it's important to you, it's going to be important to her.
I should know by now. You have to actually do the thing, because if you don't do the thing, then other things happen that you didn't account for, and yeah.
Plus, like, what if something happens? Are you gonna be okay with having just sat on this?
That's what I mean. Like, no, I've done that too much. Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're like. I know you're not gonna, sit down and have this like 4-hour heart-to-heart with her or something, though it'd probably do the both of you a lot of friggin' good.
Hard to have a heart-to-heart. There's a thing in the way. It's made out of bone, and
oh, I'm sure she'll let you through her bone cage. It's sweet, and considering the things that we are and what we're trying to do here, anytime you've got a chance at something like this, something nice, something good, you should take it. Because it's not something that happens a lot for us.
is it gonna change things?
Maybe.
We're doing a lot of change. I don't know how much change I can do right now.
Change isn't always a bad thing.
Could be a good thing.
Could be a really good thing. I mean, it was a change when the 5 of us came together. Wasn't that a good thing?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
it was a good thing.
It was a good thing, and then there was the guns, and then the everything else.
That's true. But I sort of get the feeling those things would have happened anyway. Like,
I-
what if we hadn't been there that day in Charlotte's office when they attacked her? No way she got out of that. What if you
That's-
guys hadn't been there that day the werewolves came? No way I was getting out of that. And who would have picked up Harley's legs when he got ripped in half?
That's true. Probably the werewolf.
Probably, and then he would have eaten it or whatever it is werewolves do because they're gross.
I don't know. I don't try to spend much time around them. They're kind of terrifying. I didn't know that all that stuff was going to work when I did it.
But it worked. Sometimes you just got to take a bit of a leap of faith, you know? And you should say that to her. She loves faith and shit.
I don't think you should call it faith and shit, or I shouldn't call it faith and shit. That probably
No.
undermines the.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't call it faith and shit.
No.
But the leap of faith metaphor, it was phenomenal.
Thank you.
We also probably shouldn't tell her about what we've been doing, hey?
No, she'll probably feel a way about it because of like you guys have said, and yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I always figured it would be her and me, but I mean, this works.
Yeah. You have more ink. It's
Oh my god, it's just everywhere.
sorry. Do you need me to walk you back home, or should we go to find the others? They're probably all at Charlotte's, right? I mean,
Yeah, should we get an Uber?
okay.
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 Oh, what are you going to do about the box? Because if she sees it here, there's going to be questions.
I was gonna actually give it to her at some point.
You should. That'd be a nice way to kind of start it all off. If you can find a good way to spin it. So it's not like, hey, I let you go on this wild goose chase and also be terrified for like a week, but it was me all along. Find a better way to spin that.
Okay, that might take a little bit longer, but okay.
We'll workshop it. Text me.
No, Harley will probably read it.
That's true. I'd say write me a letter, but like, what are you gonna do? Mail it with like a stamp?
Well, I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
We're gonna make this happen. It's now my solemn vow.
Oh, I don't like that now.
Yeah, solemn vow. It's been vowed. You're vowed.
Oh dear.
And Cassandra hides the box behind like a stack of books.
And I guess we'll just order an Uber and we'll just head over to the building and just see if people are there.
They always are.
And with 2 meetings out of the way, what is Elena doing in this particular eve?
Since I when she wakes and while all of that's going on, she probably, oh, this is gonna be terrible, but she probably went to try to find someone to eat.
That's fair.
And considering that her predator type is what it is, that might be difficult.
That is also fair. So your predator type being what it is,
Will you have
you're
Skip?
looking for. Yeah, you're looking for something of the slight kindred-esque variety of munchies, mobile Capri Suns, as they say. in other games.
Sandra's just a short elevator ride up the stairs.
That is
This is
very
also true.
fair. Yeah. I
if
completely,
you-
for a moment, forgot that I could do that with the ghouls. So
And if you eat a bit
Oh.
of Skip, it's basically just recycling.
I
Oh.
like that. I'm going to go eat Skip.
Oh, it's sustainable farming.
Circle of life.
So yeah, you would find Skip, who you told to do a bunch of menial tasks. He's probably mopping one of the like completely vacant floors of Charlotte Industries, and he's like,
Skip is in hell.
yeah, he's 3/4 of the way like mopping.
Ma'am, what should I do? I don't know. Go clean one of the empty rooms.
Go mop the carpet.
Lena has to clump across it with her muddy boots.
Okay, so finding Skip, she'll end up walking up to him and she'll say, you know, okay, so I need to do something and you're not going to like it, but
Wait, what? What? I'm doing this already, and I don't like it.
and you're doing a fantastic job, but I've got to do something that I need. So, and then she's just gonna go for it.
Poor Skip. I'm gonna get a roll for that because I like making people do rolls. So that'll be a whichever one you prefer, Dex or Strength and Brawl.
All right.
Skip, being former SI, has a bit of a pool on that. It's a bit less of a pool than I thought it was going to be.
All right. Yeah, so many hundred. Oh, that was pretty.
By pretty, do you mean
6.
there was a lot of criticals on the Hunger Dice?
No, not the hunger dice.
Damn.
I got
All right.
shit. I got 6.
It wouldn't really matter anyway. You're muckling on to Skip. How much are you taking? Because he tries to semi-fight you off when he notices what's going on, but your 6 completely decimated his 3, so...
I'm going to go back down to 1, so 2 points.
2 points? Yeah, he's out of it. You took like
And-
2/5 of the blood from this poor guy. He's going to need some oranges. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of, once I'm finished, I'm just gonna Sandra. I think Skip is going to need something from you.
Sandra would be on a different floor.
Oh, okay.
could-
I would
yeah,
have
you
gone
could call
down looking
Sandra.
for her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I would just send Sandra back up there.
The elevator dings on the Charlotte Industries floor, and Sandra's like, "Oh, Elena, how are you?"
Much better now. But I think you might potentially. You or one of Charlotte's interns are going to need to.
Clean up a body.
Well, sort of. Not dead. There's at least that the body's not dead, but will likely need some of those sliced fruits.
Oranges?
Mhm.
Okay. Where is who are we looking for? Let's start with that.
Technically, if I tell you what floor he's on, then you would literally probably just run over him. But that is fine. It's Skip, the SI guy, the one
Oh,
that
Skip.
I kind of made mine.
Did you beat him up, or what happened?
I got hungry.
Okay. Yeah, and then she's like, "Okay, yeah, give me 1 sec." And she hits a couple of buttons, and then one of the adjacent kind of walls opens up, and there's a bunch of interns that are just hanging out in there working on computers and making phone calls and checking stocks, et cetera, et cetera. She's like, Adam, come here. And Adam's like, oh, yes. Do I need to drink some coffee? Is that what? No, Adam, go to, what floor was it on?
The 14th.
Go up to the 14th floor and grab some orange slices before you go up there. The Skip is up there, and he's not feeling too well. Just bring him back down here, and then bring him in with the interns, and then we can hook up some coffee for him and get him some orange slices. And Adam's like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll go do that now. Oh,
Thank you.
Did Cassandra ask about me? No, not yet, Adam. Just go. We're gonna have to get that boy eaten at some point.
So, yeah, after that, then I would probably go to the actual office part and wait somewhat impatiently for Harley.
The office, or the past the office boardroom, gigantic office.
Wherever, outside of wherever Harley and Charlotte
Oh,
are.
okay. Yeah, it'd be the office, the smaller office. So
It's kind of like a backwards room. Like there's the big room and then there's the closet, but you enter through the closet.
It's like entering through the gift shop.
Hmm.
Do you knock? I'm assuming Harley would have probably already left at that point
yeah.
while Elena was eating off of Skip. So Charlotte, I believe, is still in said minor, small, little teeny tiny office.
Hmm.
Then, I would knock.
Who is it?
It's Elena. I'm looking for Harley.
Oh, he left a while ago.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, you can come in to just say hi to me, but whatever.
She had already turned and continued to walk.
Shit. The shade. Okay,
Not sure what I did to her.
I gotta turn down my light a little bit just for the shade representation.
If Elena's gonna go back to check Harley's section of the floor, Harley is kind of kicking back on a couch with a video game controller. With he's got his feet propped up on the coffee table, and Charlotte's little sad sack or pillowcase money is just sitting there on the couch next to him, just completely disregarded.
That's totally not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna be like you're using the sad sack of money as a beanbag chair to play video games.
Nope.
That would be perfect.
Hello.
All right. Would Harley have told Elena that what he went to talk to Charlotte about at all, or what would he have said?
I think probably the first time Elena knew what was going on, because this isn't, like we keep saying, this isn't the first time. Probably I would say maybe the first time she was actually she wasn't connected with that particular job, but she still thought that the practice was a little bit on the disturbing side. Necessary, but still disturbing AF. So maybe she assumed at some point in time that Harley would be doing the same thing for this group, but she wouldn't have actually caught him working on it, and he wouldn't have told her explicitly that he was doing the opposition research.
Okay. So when she gets there, she's just gonna kind of huff a bit. Did you enjoy yourself?
Not really. And Harley pauses the game, sets the controller down, and just kind of looks at the pillowcase. Kind of rips off using potence, just rips the zip tie off the pillowcase and reaches in and grabs this. Are these stacks of 20s, 50s, 100s? What are we sitting on here, boss lady?
Hundreds. Whatever's the most ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably loonies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Harley is gonna reach in, and they've all been tied with, or maybe tied with ribbon or hair bands or actual still the bank wrap.
That was somebody's job last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so Harley reaches in and grabs this stack, and it's maybe got an old scrunchie from the 80s, and tosses it at Elena. There you go.
She'll hopefully catch it and look at it. Is what is this? Is this
I've had to do bad things, and I kind of feel guilty.
okay? So you know that thing that you do for me before we sleep?
Yeah.
And she's gonna reach into the desk and she's like, and grab the Bible and she's gonna be like, I'm not a minister or anything like that, but you're not religious, so it doesn't really matter. But you get the idea.
Yeah, this is actually kind of fun if when you go to think about it. But anyways, yeah, no, yeah, we could play this game. Oh yeah, by all means. Um, you take that cowl off and all right. So bless me, um, uh, madre. Uh, I don't know. All right, look. Okay, here's what I did. All right, so um, I've been spying on you all for the past like 3 weeks. Um, I've tried to give people their personal spaces, but yeah. Um, for the record, I'm still a glutton for punishment. That hasn't changed. But you've got a file now.
Excuse me, you did what?
You've got a file now. You're part of this, unfortunately.
You're going to have to elaborate quite a bit more.
All right. So, what I do, it's opposition research. I'm using the resources at my disposal to find things out, to look into things, to figure out what anyone who has beef with us is going to find. This is a pretty standard OPSEC procedure. So, unfortunately, I've had to do some snooping. It's easy for you because you don't have an email and you don't really use your cell phone that much. So I can 100% promise that um I I kept some things out. I'm not an idiot.
So it's just Elena that you gave to her.
Yes. Just her. Just her.
And are there any connecting cities or anything like that that might help lead her or anyone else back to?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, Seattle's going to come up sooner or later. It always does.
Does not mean that I have to admit anything or even say that I was there.
That's true, at least if an outsider asks. But the rest of us, we've talked about it openly. So there's a reason why I've kept things why Charlotte doesn't know everything. It's because she doesn't need to know everything because then she can't be made to talk. And that is why there's everyone's got their own little compartment that I've I've kept things so the powers that be don't have the big picture. They don't need the big picture, but if they need to, then we worry about it when we need to worry about it. But for now, all Charlotte has is Elena, and that's all she needs.
And what about the others?
I've got you've got your secret still even after all this time, and I've got my secret still after all this time, and I would, just for the sake of friendship, I would like to have it kept that way.
So
Not-
this is going to be one of your secrets, and I take it.
Unfortunately, this is not my story to tell. So that's there. I know what the other. I know what outsiders are going to know, but we don't need that information forming a cancer inside. So, yeah.
And what will happen if they find out that you did do this and you're not the one that told them? You didn't think about that, did you?
I'll just do what I'm characteristically known to do and just fall on my sword if I have to. It's what I'm good for. Oh, that's so it was just bad Nosferatu habits. So, the being a primogen got to my head and I started digging too deep and
That doesn't make it any better.
I know it doesn't. But Charlie and Cassandra don't need to know. And I mean, I'm second guessing whether or not telling you that you have a file now is even a good thing. But whatever. Charlotte's got 24 hours to review the documents, and then I archive them, and then they never see the light of day again.
You archive them where?
A shredder and an incinerator.
Do you have any of this information on a hard drive anywhere else?
No. Once I've completed this research, everything gets no. I've already wiped the drives. The drives have been wiped. They've been microwaved. I even had Charlotte give some of the drives to the interns, and they shot them out of the fucking cannon. So.
Okay, so I'm going to lay this out for you.
Okay.
Charlie and Cassandra are our friends.
Yes.
And when you do something like that and you don't tell them or ask for permission to see what you can find, it sort of goes against the whole trusting friendships, especially if they find out that you didn't tell them.
Unfortunately, it's part of the procedure.
Okay.
The very act of observing something changes its behavior. If I went up to you right now and said, "Hey, Elena, I plan on compiling a bunch of really nasty bad shit about your life and then handing it in to our employer. Let me in to your personal history and everything that I need to know about you to make my boss happy." Are you going to willingly offer information?
I would have killed you.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, though, okay, so I feel like you're using that impression. It is better to ask for forgiveness than permission or something like
It's
that.
better to beg for forgiveness than ask permission.
Okay, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Just because you ask for forgiveness does not mean that they're going to forgive you.
Yeah, I should have just not told you.
I didn't say me, but I think that you should tell Charlie and Cassandra it's not fair that I know and Charlotte knows and you know.
Look, I'm not. You've got. God damn it. I take out my phone and I send a group text. Meeting, boardroom, 1 hour. See you there.
I will reply, we are 10 minutes away.
Thumbs up emoji.
I accidentally sent an eggplant.
Was it
What
accidental?
did he
though?
mean by this?
Wait, what kind of meeting are we going to?
I'm not hungry, Sam.
He said boardroom, right?
What did you? I don't understand. What is that little? What is the little thing? The box thing right there. There's
You-
nothing.
Question mark.
Okay, hold on. And I take a screenshot of the emoji and I zoom in on it and I stand far enough away so Elena can see the picture without glitching the phone out.
Why did you?
My finger slipped.
But this is just a. It's food.
Exactly.
Recently used, eh?
And I do not understand.
Later. Add a character. I'll explain it when you're older.
Elena should have gotten better eyes so she could see our text messages from across the room.
Right.
Yeah, get heightened senses. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna go visit Alexandra again.
You technically
Yeah,
have
join the
access
club.
technically have access to learn heightened senses, but you know.
And all I'm saying out of character is that if your finger slipped, it takes like 3 clicks to get to the emojis and the eggplant. That's all I'm saying.
Recently used.
He's got the full keyboard thing.
Just blame autocorrect.
Fucking swipe. That's my excuse.
How
in our
often do you
Discord.
use the eggplant emoji? That's my question.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently a lot.
That it pops up like the first thing when you're swiping.
I mean, that's my first emoji.
Heyo. And at that point, we're going to take a bit of a break. And then we'll get everybody together as the big meeting after the break. Everybody go hydrate and then come back in about 5 minutes and we'll be here. And welcome back, everybody. Everyone is finally arriving at Charlotte Industries after various, I'm not going to call them misadventures, let's just say adventures, talking with one another, showering in places, and such.
Eggplants.
Eggplants, the eggplant adventure. So everyone is, let's go with a blood-based pun and say they're congealing in Charlotte Industries in the foyer with Sandra waiting for them. Ah, yes, you're all here. Great. Charlotte is waiting for you, or Miss Ardennes. Sorry, can't get too formal.
Okay.
Harley silently nods. Harley's got a cat carrier with him, with a blanket kind of like draped over it as best as he can.
Charlie and Cassandra came in together, and the moment that he sees the cat carrier, his eyes was on that the entire time.
Speaking of cat carrier, is Florence with you?
I left her at the apartment.
Okay. Damn, that was going to be an interesting point.
Mhm. Oh, hey, as we've
Yeah,
learned,
like-
she can unlock that door.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Florence sniffing the cat carrier for the possum.
This can only end well.
Yeah, but just
Mhm.
Yeah, so Charlie is fixated upon the cat carrier.
I
Hi.
think Elena would have known that you have that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
hi.
Hey, what's that?
I'm making a new friend.
I told him not to bring it.
Are
He
you
did
making
not
it
listen
inside
to
of the
me.
box?
Well, she's got to get used to the smell of us if she's gonna be hanging around.
Is she done making?
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, the litter scattered. They seem to be fine. She's good now, at least with me. I'm still. I mean, Florence, you've at least got her somewhat. I don't know if trained is the right word. Conditioned, maybe a little bit. Is
Conditioned
more-
is probably a good word. It took a while.
Mhm.
She's still not super fond of everybody.
Mhm.
She's
So-
getting there.
She's I don't ever think she'll ever be she's a possum, not a dog. Sorry, kitty. But no, she'll be useful. I just gotta get her to the point where she can move around other kindred.
Charlie just slowly been leaning down towards the cat carrier, like going to look in it as Harley's talking.
And I lift the blanket up.
There's definitely some screeching coming from that particular thing. Like,
Hey, shh. Hey, settle down. Hey, shh.
are you using animalism?
Yes.
Dun dun dun. New power alert.
Yep.
And I get to look stuff up. This is great.
Yeah, you know what? Pointless trivia time. This is my first ever roll for animalism as a PC.
Here we go.
Ever.
Ooh, that
My
is
very
pointless
first.
trivia.
All right, let's bust out the core book.
Which power are you using? This score book?
Hold on a second. I'm almost there. Animalism.
Or would it be this
It's really-
scorebook?
Yeah. No, I'm using this core book.
Okay.
You're both missing your like Vanna White action here.
Mm.
Sell it better. There it is.
Thank you.
Flawless.
Yeah.
I have to do the
There we go.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Barker's Beauties right now.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that will be charisma and animal can on my part, which does the Nosferatu charisma penalty apply to animals?
No.
Not really social.
Yeah, not with
Okay.
Especially garbage animals.
In fact,
Aww.
Be
It
nice to
eats
Kitty.
garbage.
he did find her in the trash can.
Yep. Oh, this is going to be a really bad
Was
we're
roll.
gonna
Harley
get letters
feeding
from
her-
PETA.
Was Harley feeding her
Yeah.
his blood
Yes,
while
bond. Yeah, she is. She is bond. She is bonded.
Yep.
were her babies still feeding from her?
There might have been Harley would have originally started ghouling her about midway through the weaning process of her litter. If that's
I don't think it transfers.
yeah.
Season 3 plot is going to be this wild pack of ghouled possums.
That's Animalism 5.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Yep.
There's like a okay, fine.
And I put the blanket back over the carrier, and I set her underneath the conference table where it's nice and dark.
I like her.
Yeah, she's growing on me. I'm
And
getting
bet Florence will like her too.
no. That's
We're gonna have a conversation.
yeah. But
We're gonna have a conversation.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Look over everybody's. Cassandra's. Oh, she got the. On still.
Oh my god, still?
Yeah.
Cassandra's wiping more ink off of her.
Why are we? What was the scary in an hour meeting thing?
Okay.
Followed by an eggplant.
All right. So the eggplant was, my fingers slipped. Air quotes. Sure. Fine. Whatever. Yeah. I meant to send an eggplant because clearly I have some Freudian issues going on, which is why I'm still associated with this coterie. God help me all, or God help us all.
That
But
checks out.
yeah.
Did Freud write about eggplants?
Freud wrote about everything.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, though.
I didn't think he cooked.
No.
In a
Oh,
cookbook.
honey.
He did coke, but he... anyway. All right, so... here's why I called the meeting. I actually will take out a little remote, and the lights dim, and Harley has put together a little presentation for everybody, and it's going through like it's a who's who of the local political figures, both on the Camarilla and Anarch side. And it's every one of them. It's just it's basic public information, and Harley is just basically going through, giving everyone a briefing. Like, okay, this is, they've been, they're approximately this old that we know of. They've been, this is their political history, over the past 20 years. So it's just. Yeah, giving everyone like the God's eye view of the playing field. All right, so from here, you can see we've got all of the pieces in place, and I know Abigail has gotten her hands on a group of her own. They're interesting, but
You put a weird inflection on that word.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
did you ever see the I'm thinking, what's the movie, The Expendables?
Yeah.
It's
No.
It's kind of like you just take all of these people who really shouldn't work together, and you just kind of like, they've all got their own issues, going on, and you just toss them all together. To where at least like us, there was a rhyme or reason why we all kind of gelled, and over with them, it's like they're going to be very useful.
Dirty Dozen.
Yes, there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're Abigail's. They've all kind of like congealed together, and they're gonna go do their own thing. I've got a good in with them. And it's not Abigail, believe it or not. Ooh, I've got a new Tremere girlfriend. Oh, everyone be amazed.
Oh my god, tell me all about her.
I'm gonna lay this out. We're not dating.
Boo, bored now.
I know, but no. So they're kind
You
of.
also said that about Abigail.
We're not dating. She's.
See, he said it again.
Yeah. Okay, less bored.
Okay. Anyways, so with that group, they're basically going to be keeping the Camarilla power structure that isn't us occupied while we do what we need to do inside. So we've got kind of a two-pronged attack with this. They're gonna be the more showy distraction while we put the big hurt inside, doing what we need to do to make our moves, to make our alliances, to make our deals, to where we can take the city over, for lack of a better term.
That's useful.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree.
So all that remains now is the execution. Are we actually ready to actually pull the trigger on this?
Well, we have to get Cassandra formally into the Toreador Primogen position, but I think that's as simple as her saying that she's going to do it because the Primogen isn't here, and if anybody says no, then we can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to get Charlotte into the Ventru position, which means we have to do something about Davenport.
We've got an angle on that, possibly. Possibly.
I mean, that is the pulling the trigger part, because we can't actually do anything else until that part happened. That's the first trigger, and then you pull it a few more times, and then suddenly.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly, we're in charge of this shithole.
I didn't want to do that.
Or maybe, I don't know. Does Warlord Ardennes have a ring to it? I don't know. I don't know.
An ominous ring.
I like it.
VC Ardennes.
Ooh.
Why are we?
Don't forget the Khaleesi. Well, never mind. I was going to say.
Yes, the
But
Khaleesi.
spoiler
Yes, tell us
alert, I
about
realized.
Why are we?
Nothing.
That sounds like a change in the direction. If we're what?
Well, I mean, not. I mean, figuratively.
Figuratively assume a wartime dictatorial title.
Yeah, it's fashionable.
And this is just during the transition. Once the Camarilla's been dealt with, then we make Charlotte the figurehead. We make Charlotte the rallying cry. She is see how her clan betrayed her. See how her clan did her wrong and rewarded her years of service by attempting to have her killed by not only the Second Inquisition, but by a evil werewolf-infested mega corporation.
To be in such a spotlight, I don't know if I could handle it.
Do we want to throw the entire Ventru clan to the metaphorical wolves on this?
I mean, don't we kinda? Aren't they gonna be the first ones to jump in and stop us from this?
They would do the same to us, dear.
Yeah.
I mean, they would, but don't we kind of want some of them to be on board with the idea so that we don't have us
I would
versus
assume the
Ventru?
young ones who want to avoid what happened to Charlotte will be on board with us.
There's that.
And for the older members, there's things that can be done with them other than turn them to ash.
The majority of us are very business minded. All you have to do is offer a better deal.
Okay.
You make them see too much red ink to keep trying to resist.
Sometimes bankruptcy is the best option.
Hostile takeovers and like hostile takeovers, like the CEO is staked on a roof and left for the sun. Hostile takeover.
That's pretty hostile.
It's business.
Unfortunately,
That's really more like a fatal takeover.
been there, done it. Unfortunately, but the pay is good.
So
Man,
this was the emergency meeting. We're trying to go forward right now.
There
we're
was also the PowerPoint presentation.
yes.
Elena's gonna like elbow Harley in the side.
And he's going to
Give him the look.
continue speaking and completely ignoring Elena's elbow. But now that we all know where things are, I'm comfortable and confident moving forward, and everyone officially doing what they need to do to make this official, I guess. Like, I don't know if Cassandra, if you need to like write in like the Elysium bathroom in lipstick, like, I am the new Primogen, heart Cassandra.
Well, that's how I'll be doing it now, yeah.
I can't think of a better way.
Yeah.
And you go get that like $70 a stick stuff to where it's never gonna come off that mirror. The red will go away, but that oil is never gonna leave that glass.
I mean, I suppose there's always a party.
Or you could do like so. There was a story that I read a long time ago where a woman stood an A, and so everywhere she went, people knew what the A stood for. Now, not saying that you should put the A. I'm saying that you could put a P or Primogen.
The
Like a
Scarlet,
varsity jacket.
That's a great idea.
the Scarlet Primogen.
Why don't we save that for a different plan where I don't have to sew a letter onto all of my clothing?
Just one piece of clothing.
She's got a lot of clothes.
You could do it to a jacket, and it would probably work too.
Yeah, varsity
mean,
jacket.
So
Would you see like a red A on a red shirt?
Different
Isn't
shade
it
of
just
red.
gonna look like red?
There's
If
different
you have
shades.
to outline it in like black.
Well, that would be your color suggestion.
but
And your point is?
No point. It's a good color combo.
so we move forward with week of Christmas. Isn't it, like I'm still like brushing up on my Camarilla like duties and responsibilities, but Cassandra, isn't it's like, if you're Harpy, isn't it kind of your responsibility to like go around and be like, hey, yo, we're having a sit down, get your asses over here?
Not necessarily.
I mean, I'm sure I can do that.
I mean,
and if we are going to be
there's
if we're
someone
going to
for
be
that, though.
declaring, yeah, and if we're going to be declaring this, that, and the other thing, then doing like a big party would be a good way to have everyone there.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily be telling everybody where they have to be, but you would be influencing them on where they'd want to be.
And the party is where we start our manipulations. That's
Well,
where we.
are you talking about the actual like the? It feels weird calling it Christmas because we're almost in the summer at this point. But like,
Yeah.
But the Christmas theming would be novel.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a Camarilla court that has gone Christmas decoration. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about that?
Trendsetters.
Are we talking about a party to announce the new Primogen, aka Cassandra / this is where we start to turn things against Davenport? Both?
Yes. So here's, and this is by no means my realm of expertise, and I would yield to the experts here, but I say we kick the whole shebang off with Cassandra's revelation, proclamation, coronations, whatever. That's Cassandra is now the new Toreador Primogen. Hooray, grand.
If it's a coronation, then we'd have to get her a tiara.
Another, yeah.
She has 4.
There.
Oh dear, are we doing the tiara thing again?
Yes, of course we are, because
It's a callback. Leave it alone.
Yes.
Okay, but you should not wear the one you wore last time. You should get a new one.
Oh,
So I'm not gonna wear the same tiara twice.
What is wrong with you?
It's me.
Honestly.
That's what you're.
But I
The
mean, come on,
important-
tiara etiquette. Everyone knows that.
The important thing, though, Elena, they didn't throw the other one away. They still kept it, at least. Right?
Well, yeah, it has all those good memories. No, that's not right.
No.
No, those were
So-
not good.
So are you talking about starting off this week thing with that announcement? Because I thought part of it was we were all the Primogen and we were also getting the Anarchs involved to actually do that thing.
Right, but we use that. We use that as the gathering point. Like, Cassandra is putting herself out there for the entire city.
Platonically.
Like, this is the big olive branch.
I also recommend that we don't invite Davenport and then make it seem like he chose not to come.
Mm.
That's a decent start.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we have been dripping poison into the Harpy records about him and then saying that was the Lasombra who told us for weeks now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you name it La Sombra?
Pirate Boy. That was what we had discussed doing.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because if you just said De La Sombra,
Yeah,
No.
hello.
No, not the Lasombra, the crappy
Mhm.
Lasombra guy.
Okay.
Okay.
But the Cassandra's the new Primogen of the Toreador clan. All right, and now we begin the talks. This is, I mean, Cassandra, you're absolutely stunning. Okay, you speaking I'm picturing you. If you'll pardon me, some artistic license here. All right, so we got you, stage, tiara, spotlight. You just think the prom scene from Carrie without the pig's blood.
Oh, good.
Okay.
We could do people blood.
No. I don't feel like anyone should get blood poured all over them at a big party where we're making announcements. I feel like that's something they do elsewhere.
Okay.
That is counterproductive.
But
What I also think you guys should do, being, everyone knows we're the coterie, play on the dumb Toreador thing. Tell them, you guys have me all wrapped around your finger. Go talk to Clan Leather Jacket, especially, so that they don't think you're, with me. You're just using me.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. We didn't exactly make the best, impression at Elysium, so we can probably lean into that a bit better.
and maybe very loudly wondering, where'd Stephen go? What happened to Stephen? Oh, where's Stephen?
We don't
Oh,
have to talk about him.
Yes, we do. Let's point out the fact that he's fucking Ash.
But the only problem with that is that
There's a
there
hidden
are-
message there, though.
no. What I'm saying is like if you start bringing him up more, then people might get very suspicious of that, and then they're going to question things.
We're curious.
It's hard to really be found guilty of a crime when you're the ones enforcing the law for a change. I mean, it's turnabout, fair play, Camarilla, but
Also a
Yes, I
statement.
understand.
Mhm.
I do understand that, but perhaps we should wait until we actually become what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
and then we can do that.
If anything, we should probably be asking where's Davenport because he's not at the
Yeah.
party.
but
That would
then
be better.
and then from there, I'm not even gonna bother making any more plans because who the fuck knows what's gonna happen after that.
Yeah, we need to make sure that these two are in place first.
You should be prepared for it in cases that the Davenport does show up to the party.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that you would be able to get Victor to admit to what he's done? Like in the crowd setting?
It would be difficult, but I think it would be possible to at least make it undeniable that that's the case.
How sharp of mind is he?
Well, I'm sure he's very sharp of mind. How would I know?
By reputation, you would know that Victor's kind of on the A game of mind sharpness.
Ooh.
Hmm. I was
It would be a
curious-
difficult power play.
I was curious if I could maybe tip things a bit, but if I mess that up, then the game's kind of over at that point. But I'm just saying because if he does show up, like was said, we have to account for that. So the only thing I could think is if he does show up, we don't have anything to go on of how rude, what a slight, etc. I don't want, I wouldn't want to have to deal with this particular Primogen who can't even be bothered to show up to another Primogen's party, because if he does show up, then there he is. So admitting his faultiness would be the difficult part.
And if Victor wants to press the issue publicly, that's when I'll have a conversation with him about some things.
No, I was hoping that Charlotte would press the issue publicly.
Well,
Sounds like Harley's got some dirt.
I mean, that would make sense.
He is dirty.
I'm a Nosferatu. It's kind of my job, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
But to be fair, I mean, when you get to Victor Davenport's level, I mean, it's assumed that you've got skeletons in the closet, and it's also assumed that the person getting extorted isn't necessarily going to care about them in the first place.
No, yeah, I was wondering if maybe getting him to admit it could actually point out what a terrible plan that it was in the first place, because all it did was just...
Well, getting him to admit it might be difficult, but there are other people that were worked with that might be easier to get to.
That's true.
Plus, you'll never get him to admit it was a terrible plan, but I bet you could get him to brag about what a great plan it was.
Right, yeah, we show how it was a massive waste of resources and dumb power play and dangerous and all the other negative things we want to put on it.
It's actually pretty easy to get people who work under somebody to go against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Money. Usually, if someone's got a weak point to them, yeah, you usually you don't bribe the CEO. You go after the secretary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
That's-
makes sense.
You
You
just
want
have
to.
to you just have to make sure that you do not that you have something that is more valuable to them than whatever information that they can provide to you.
Oh, we do.
I have another potential suggestion. We currently have a Gould Inquisition member, no?
Yeah.
Why don't we just tell him to say he was hired by Davenport? Davenport's been in on all of the bombings, which was done by the Inquisition that Skip knows about, all of the missing vampires. Stephen was Davenport's doing via the Inquisition. If Davenport's paying the Inquisition's bills, no one's going to want him around anymore.
You can only stretch the truth so far, though, before people start investigating claims, and something like that isn't going to hold up, unfortunately.
We'd have
Isn't
to.
it? Not even if Davenport was the one who killed Stephen to keep him quiet, which is something that could start coming out very easily.
Can we connect Alexander Industries and all of their shit dealings to Davenport?
I mean,
And
he
his-
was paying that building with the werewolves and the whole thing. I wouldn't put the Inquisition past him either.
At that point, it's much less about actually proving the point and creating the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, it's not like he doesn't have other enemies in the court, right?
And if at the end of this whole week of whatever, if Davenport is still not dislodged, then we just go nuclear, and we'll deal with that when we have to deal with that.
Okay, so first, good plan to send Skip, I think, but it might be a few days before that can be accomplished.
Well, I mean, we've
I
got time.
She has to plan a party.
Mm-hmm.
I got
The
hungry.
party wasn't built in a day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
Is
going
that
to be a
weird?
bit before.
Isn't that kind of like
And
a circle?
It's
Rome wasn't built in a day. What?
Sort of, yes, it is much. It is like a circle, I suppose, but
What are
it
we
doesn't
talking about?
matter because it.
Elena ate Skip. Well,
Oh,
almost.
a
ate
little.
Skip.
Oh.
I did not kill him.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
You know, Elena knocked on my door and didn't even say hi to me
How do you know she knocked on your door?
Rude.
because she said it was her.
But then that was her saying hi.
She didn't say hi.
She announced herself.
That's not a greeting.
That's
I said, "Who's there?" She said, "Elena, where's Harley?" And then she left.
oh, so you didn't say hi either. Okay.
I mean, I would have said hi if she opened the door. I said, "Come in."
A lot of factors.
I'm just saying.
Are you certain that it was me and not one of the interns?
None of my interns can do an Irish accent.
Are you so certain about that too?
Yes, I do intensive background checks on all of them, and none of them have careers in acting. I made sure
You
that
don't
I
have
made
to
sure
have a
those
career in
dreams
acting
were
to-
crushed.
You don't have to have a career in acting to actually get your voice to change a bit. I mean, it's something that you might want to think about. Perhaps your interns are starting to play pranks on you.
Oh, I should start treating them worse then.
I did not say that.
Why do you do
I should-
intensive background checks on interns that you pull from college credit programs?
Because they work on my floor.
God forbid one of them be Irish.
Yeah.
I mean, we work on your
Imagine
floor.
having leprechauns walking around on your main floor.
I'm gonna put a pin in that one for a second, but we work on your floor, and you don't have intensive background checks on us. So why the college kids?
No, I do.
I mean, my whole life's on Instagram, so.
And speaking of intensive background checks, and she elbows Harley again.
Fuck. Fine.
Okay,
Now
there's-
would
Keep
be a very
elbowing
good
Harley.
time.
Yeah, no, there's too many. There's what Charlotte just admitted to, and then there's this noise over here, and that's
That's like 30% more elbowing than you usually do.
okay.
And those are pointy elbows.
I'm getting a sense that we were told to be here for other reasons besides the plan.
Tell
Yeah.
them.
So, I've put together a dossier on all of us. Unfortunately,
Why?
it's standard operation security. You try to figure out what the bad guys know without actually trying to do it politely.
I'm not sure how it's unfortunate. I mean, we've gone about this hiring process in a very unorthodox way, but we kind of did the hiring before the interview and the background check and all that. But all of those things do still need to happen.
And what exactly did you find?
I go and I grab the dossiers and I toss them on the table in front of everybody, including.
I've pulled them and I've opened them all next to each other, and I'm just looking and scanning.
So the information it's not it doesn't go too much deeper than rumor, but it's a very broad, we'll say, history of if you are older than 50 years old, it's got the past relative 50 years, even if it's just 1968 to 1972, maybe New York, question marks. And then there will be a general like psyche eval as far as personality strengths and personality weaknesses, and then highlighting special strengths and special we'll say compromising pieces of information or circumstances that could be used to take advantage of individuals or the entire group. And as previously described, there's the Elena, of course, does not have a security camera image, but Harley's taken the time to maybe just generally sketch her, and it looks absolutely horrible. Of course, it looks nothing like her, but
Is that Blade?
She's gonna take the picture and she's just gonna crumple it up, and she's going to say to Charlotte, "No, it looks like a piece of crumpled paper to me," and she's gonna throw it in the garbage.
Storyteller,
You.
can I roll wits technology and my bonuses to see how much of this trail was obscured based on Charlie's background?
Sure.
Yes, if there has been any active attempts to conceal history, that's where you'll end up with like a relatively big gap.
Yeah, 5 successes, so there are quite a few. There are quite a few gaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a few gaps, some false leads in there. Like Charlie would know like where exactly Charlie put in like kind of this is where I went, but this is actually where I went type situation.
And the more public you have been, obviously the more information there is to work off of. Open source intelligence is a bitch.
Yeah, so like I imagine like when like Charlie and Charlotte first like met and started working together is in there when Charlie and Cassandra like actually met is in there,
Mhm.
but due to the background bonuses, there's going to be a lot of gaps in here, and Charlie's going to look pretty nonplussed once he actually starts reading
Mhm.
over his file and sees how much you don't actually have
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there. And just go, okay.
And Cass is like easily tracked year after year after year after year until the last couple years. You can track her to like the day.
Mhm.
All that being said, if you do have any deep, dark secrets that might come back to bite us at some point, feel free to share now.
I'm actually just gonna like reach like let's sort of generally grasp like for like some sort of pen or something, and
I hand it over to you.
I literally just start circling things. Just go, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. It's
What
wrong.
a waste of a comical bag of money.
Wrong. That's wrong.
I'll give you a
That's wrong.
partial refund.
That's wrong.
Of the bag.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
but this was
That's wrong.
This is heartening. If this
That's
is what
wrong.
Harley found, then that's what our enemies will have found. And all
That's
these
wrong.
wrongs sounds good to me.
and
That's wrong.
that Charlie's a special case.
That's
though.
wrong.
Charlie's certainly a special case.
But
That's
we
wrong. I
love
heard
him
that.
anyway. But
I can hear you. That's wrong.
and,
Oh, we know.
and by the way,
That's wrong.
that flyer, Cassandra might have actually like signed it and given it to somebody at some point in time.
That's wrong.
I love it. Yes, it's definitely signed, and you know the last A on Cassandra's a heart.
Yeah, but
How old is that flyer, Cassandra?
It's probably from like the 60s.
But Cassandra will of course know that that incident is conspicuously absent from the report. Anybody else who might know that there were some compromising things that Harley might know about them are not in the report.
I pushed I pushed Charlie's folder back. There's about 14 sections that are circled at this point. There you go.
This is good actually, because I had to work hard for this, and the fact that I fucked it up and I tossed the folio over my shoulder. The fact that I had to work that hard on that, and we're good. But the fact remains that I did this, and Elena wanted me to make sure that you were all aware that I did this.
Well, yeah,
that's
otherwise
why
you
you
would
were being snippy with me.
Yeah, otherwise you would have operated off of wrong information, and then you would have looked dumb.
So, there. Everything on the table. I spied on you. I snooped on you. I tried to get into your personal electronics, and I've tried to get into your email addresses.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't expect much less.
So, and I went.
It's not like you did
everything-
something truly awful, like consider eating us or something.
True.
That was only a handful of times.
What's a little information between friends?
We apologize.
I think I'm more offended
Thank you,
that
exactly,
Charlotte
I
paid
apologize.
Harley for this information that you could literally Google about me.
Or just ask you.
I've paid for much dumber things.
Like a cannon.
Like 60 cannons. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What are you
It's like Harley said, I just wanted to make sure that if it was accessible to him in all of his Nosferatu hacker research, then it's accessible to somebody else in all of their Nosferatu hacker research.
We're in.
So
I mean, it
I thought
depends.
it would be a good idea to just get a, what did you call it? A bird's eye view?
God's eye view.
God's eye view, yes.
It depends. You're gonna hit a
Later.
military firewall after a while, and it's not gonna really pull up much from there, so somebody else probably could, but
I wasn't gonna
it's
call
not
in
really-
any favors to make it happen.
Yeah,
I could have, but I didn't.
you wouldn't have found anything.
I know.
And I guess that's really the question: is if there's something to find and someone else was willing to pay for it, how fucked are we if it comes out?
Hmm.
Doesn't mean we need to know what it is. We just need to know how to combat it if it does come out.
And so this was the final piece of the puzzle. Having spent the past month and a half, 2 months working with everybody, this was like my last job to do before we got this party started, was complete this opposition research. So
congratulations, you're all officially employees. You may have your orange slices now.
At that
Just
point, that an intern would show up with orange slices, like a tray,
Hi,
waiting for
Adam.
the queue.
Thank you.
Yeah, Adam's my favorite too.
Oh, really? That's awesome. And he puts the tray on the desk, or on the boardroom desk. But it's kind of out of reach of everybody. Clearly doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Thank you.
That's why I like him. He's dumb.
Oh.
Hey, Adam. You can forget
yeah.
that she said that, and I'm gonna cloud memory of that statement.
Aww.
Adam.
actually, wait, Adam.
Is Adam
I
Gould?
do that all the time.
Wait, storyteller. Is Adam Gould?
Adam is not Gould. Adam.
Okay,
is,
then it's an instantaneous effect.
Yeah.
I probably would have, as an aside, I probably would have taken some of the orange slices and given them to Kitty under the table.
Yeah, there is a lot of noise coming from under the table of a possum eating random orange slices.
Harley, I
Pretty
see you
much-
brought the missus with you.
You know why she's
Abigail's
here.
not here.
We're not. God fucking damn it.
No, he had the other one.
Oh yeah, nameless other person that he's in
His
love
girlfriend
with
in
isn't here
Canada.
either.
Her name's.
Did you meet her at summer camp?
Actually,
She
no.
belongs to another Warren.
Actually, no. I met her on the internet.
Girlfriend in Canada.
Oh, are you sure that she's actually a vampire then, and not just like a 16-year-old boy catfishing you?
No, she's a Tremere. No,
Okay.
no.
Totally.
no.
I believe
Just
it.
like, don't send her like credit card information
No.
or buy her any iTunes gift cards.
Mhm.
If I catch you simping, there will be hell to pay.
You want to buy my bathwater, ma'am? All right.
Is that a code word or?
No, it's you're missing out on. Thankfully, you're missing out on about 2 years of internet pop culture. Thank God for small favors.
That's okay.
But no, we're not. No, I met her online. We're not dating. That's not. No, fuck. It's like everyone's like,
She
oh,
cannot share the same floor that we have.
right. No,
Oh,
but,
it's official now. Elena's in on the joke.
Mhm.
damn it.
No, she seems serious.
I don't even know what's going on anymore, to be perfectly honest. I just, the sun goes down, I get up, I do work. The sun goes, no, her name is Jude. She's got this kind of like punk rocker, fuck the system kind of vibe going on. She's, yeah.
The hacker and the punk rocker.
I
Yeah,
was
but
just thinking that sounds just like your type. I've seen hackers.
well, she's actually a hacker too, so it's actually really cool. Yeah.
Aw.
That's
no,
why
Like
they've
a
been on the
share
internet.
code.
But we're not dating though. That's no.
They do that thing where they share the keyboard and they both have to hit the space bar at the same time and their
That doesn't
thumbs
work.
touch.
That doesn't work.
You don't know what works.
I'm just
you
going
type
to-
too many letters.
Be careful, viruses are easily transmitted.
That's not how that works.
I'm going to just reiterate that I'm not sharing a floor with her.
She's not living with us. That's not No.
Yet.
It took me so long to get a space to share with you that was as large as the space that we're in right now. I am not sharing anymore.
No.
Moving in together seems very establishment, and this seems like a very anti-establishment couple.
That is true.
Yeah, this is the kind of person who's not going to be into labels.
That's true.
Which is why
That's
they
kind
keep
of a
saying that they're
label
not
there.
dating.
That makes so much sense.
It's just kind of a label there. When you say that they're the person that does not want to give into a label, that's kind of labeling them an anti-label person.
It's all very performative.
But this was like high school all over again.
Yeah.
I do legitimately question whether or not I died and went to hell sometimes. This is just
Me too.
No, Skip is
you
in
can't
hell.
be in hell. You're in the kids clique.
Oh, that poor bastard. Actually, yeah, I could go for oh wait, no, you ate.
He's not dead.
Can I still
did. You
punch
can-
him though?
If you do and you take what you need, it could be a possibility that he won't wake back up ever.
No, I don't want to.
We might need
But
him.
Adam, you can do that too.
Oh, leave Adam alone. He's sweet and dumb.
He's not a ghoul, so he can be punched and then Harley can eat him.
That's true.
You could punch Sandra. Sandra hasn't been punched recently.
I
Recently.
actually have an idea.
I prefer Adam not bruised. He's like a peach.
Right. Now, actually, if you don't mind, I actually do have something I need to take care of downtown.
What do you think you're doing? Like, what
Is that a euphemism for something?
are you going to? What are you going to do?
I've got to check in on somebody. It's a thing.
Is this like a solo thing or is this a group thing? Or
This is very much a solo thing. If everything is kosher, I'm gonna be gone and back in like 15 minutes.
I'm going to pay
Okay.
a hacker to find out your secrets.
You're not gonna be able to afford someone good enough for me. Sorry.
Did you just
Is
say
that
she
a
couldn't
challenge?
afford something?
Yes, I did.
ooh,
Oh.
ooh,
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's over now.
You've made a
Ouch.
grave mistake on this day, Harley.
ooh.
The gauntlet has been thrown, and now, if you don't mind, I've got an Uber to catch.
But Harley, don't forget the last time that you decided you were going somewhere alone. What happened? You became two.
10 minutes.
And before that, you came back with a stake in your chest.
That is also true.
10 minutes.
Third
Tops.
time is the charm.
10 minutes tops.
10 minutes.
going
tell
to
us,
die.
Tell us where you're going so that we can not know, that we can
Just
not think you're gone
Share
forever.
your location with us. We'll keep an eye on you. And definitely won't let Charlotte hack you or anything.
Okay, all right, look. I've got someone that I've been keeping an eye on.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've checked in on them, and I would like to do that.
Okay.
I'm just looking out for them.
Okay.
That's it. I go,
Do they know you exist? Because if you don't, then you're a stalker. Which some people are into, but I'm just letting
Why
you
does
know.
everybody keep saying that?
Everybody likes attention.
I mean, she's seen me like once when long story, but I just got to stop in
Okay.
real quick.
Harley's
Okay.
surrounded by mysterious women. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's part of the cool kids clique now. That's why it's not high school hell.
Okay, go not die for 10 minutes.
All right. And Harley is actually going to catch an Uber, and he is going to just go. He's going to spend the rest of the session checking in on his touchstone.
So,
We have those guys, believe it or not.
yeah,
Oh, I know.
I hardly ever bring them up, but they're there. So to extend because I just put it in our chat, it's been a while. You're making your way downtown, is what you're saying?
Oh no.
Making your way
Yep.
downtown.
No,
Welcome
DCI.
So no,
Are
you
they gonna
yeah.
mute us?
DMCA.
It's okay. We have the original. We can upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Just put the beep in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where's our beep button?
Just so yeah, after Harley leaves, I try to just sit there for a minute, just look over to Lane. I like the thing, the shiny thing.
You do?
I like it. It looks nice.
They're at it again.
God, it's the cutest.
Thank you. Yours too. It's not not all white this time. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Yeah, just like sometimes it's got trim on it.
It's like watching two awkward teenagers with braces and thick glasses.
I can still hear you.
Yeah.
I know.
So can I.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
Maybe he's
I
going
like
to
it. I
ask her
like
to go steady.
That would be so cute.
You know that
sometimes
I can make you lose control of your mental facilities and curl into a ball on the floor, right?
You know I can do that to you too.
No, you can't.
I definitely can't, and I'd like to avoid that.
So perhaps we avoid that.
Yeah. Charlotte, didn't you have that thing that you wanted to show me
Do we
in
have
the
a
other
thing?
room? Yeah, that thing. You were texting me about it. We should go.
The eggplant?
What
Sure.
is the deal with the eggplant
There's actually
thing?
an eggplant?
I don't understand why vegetables are used as little picture things in messages that it doesn't make sense to have a message with something like an address or a meeting or something like that, and then you put a vegetable. We're not meeting in the fucking garden, are we?
I thought there was
You'll
food.
find out after you're married. All right, let's go, Cassandra.
Okay.
I thought there was
And they
food.
like back out of the room like.
I don't understand a lot of that at all. Like, this doesn't make sense to me.
They have their ideas of things.
Yes, they do. And I'm pretty sure that even though they've stepped away, they are still listening somehow.
It's fine. I can't hear them doing the thing, and that's two less.
Are you okay?
It's two less voices.
Oh, have you heard her again today or tonight?
I haven't heard her since I haven't heard her since you Abigail. Haven't heard since then.
Have you been able to ask your whatever it is that you talk to sometimes if they have seen her anymore or know where she's at or who she is, something like that?
They're really not helpful. There was a tiny part of me that hoped that like I didn't want to do the Primogen thing, but I hope that like maybe once I did the Primogen thing, maybe it would mean that, it'd be a little bit more helpful because, there'd be like a hierarchy thing, and then it didn't. And it's all just kind of the same. They're not really helpful. I have asked them, I've told them, I've made assignments of what to do, and everybody is very gung-ho about doing the assignment for about 20 seconds, and then they forgot the assignment. And the most help that I had was Abigail actually seeing something and me realizing that Cassandra could see, but I haven't had anything. So
It is a bit strange that you have not heard from her since you actually, well, not you saw her, but Abigail saw her, and based on what she said, does anybody actually that you could think of at any point? Would anybody potentially look like that, or the way that she was dressed, perhaps?
I don't. The way that they described her, I don't know. It sounds really generic. It's a woman, and I think it was black. I don't even remember anymore.
Oh,
So
I had an idea for a moment, but I don't think that it will work because it's not an actual recording. It is in your head, and I don't know how that would work. But my thought was essentially that maybe Harley could take the record, like a recording of the voice or something, and put it in all of his computers and see if he can isolate the voice to a particular person. But I don't know how that would work, considering
I have an idea.
that it's okay.
I have an idea. Hey, you guys can come back in here.
You're not.
I can't hear you. We weren't listening.
You can come back in here.
Can you speak up? Because we were doing other stuff.
Come here, please.
Oh,
Girl
both
stuff.
of you, knock it off and come back in here. We know you were listening the entire time.
Come here, please.
Yes.
I need help.
With what?
Okay. So Elena asked me about the voice lady. And it said that it was weird that I hadn't heard anything. And I was trying to figure out how to actually isolate it. And that's when I realized that I've actually been monitoring my hunger really, really well since all of that, and I've been feeding a bit more regularly. And the times that I hear her are when it kind of all starts to swell up. So if one of you is hungry and wanted, I think that if I get hungrier, then I might hear her. Maybe. I don't, it's probability is it's about 50-50 at this point, because sometimes I get hungry and I don't hear her, and sometimes I get hungry and I do hear her. But maybe if I get hungrier, then I'll hear her, and then Cassandra can see her, and maybe we can actually try something.
So what I'm hearing is you want us to tie you down and all eat so that we can all hear.
I was
That's how it
thinking
works,
specifically me hearing.
It'd be like having more cell phone towers.
When Elena fed on you, she heard the voice, right?
Mhm. I've been jealous. Not of you two, of the voices.
If
The voice in my head is incredibly boring.
if all three of you feed on me, then that will put me at a level that would make me a danger to all of you. And
Which is why I said we'd tie you down.
It
We
won't
have a room for that.
It won't work.
I'll
No,
pass.
that is not
What?
going to happen.
One of you. I don't know if anybody hasn't eaten tonight, but one of you. And if you have eaten tonight, then Elena just can, or something, or I can just waste it. I don't know, but maybe can actually try something.
All right.
Is anybody hungry?
It's worth a shot. I mean, I'm not really hungry or anything. It's not usually how I do it.
Well, it is how I do it.
No? Okay.
No. All right. But if it doesn't work, we don't do that again. We don't try to risk anything unless it's, necessary. There's no sense in...
If it doesn't work,
Did
then
it-
we can. If it doesn't work, then hopefully I'll hear her again when we're all together, and maybe that'll help. But it's all I got right now.
Do you want to do that now or...
I'm just gonna
Do
hold
you
my,
want
my,
to
my
wait?
wrist out like in the group of the three of them for somebody.
Okay.
All right, who's eating?
I will, I guess.
I'm expecting both of you to dive at it at the same
I know.
time, honestly.
And I'm not hungry, and I'm feeling kind of.
I'm feeling all left
Oh,
out.
yeah. I will. And I already fixed my hunger, so it's just
You
quick
did.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open up some more discipline pass for you. It's fine.
I'll
Yeah.
be doing the sense the unseen as soon as she's on there.
All right.
Just like hand just tightens and
What will that put you to for hunger?
just 2,
Just 2?
unless she keeps going, but just 2.
You hear the following. Hey, you should probably eat. Hey, you.
Later.
Yeah, you eat something. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm,
Oh, there's a message for you.
what's the message?
One sec while the phone loads.
What's the message?
That's literally what you hear.
Oh, okay.
It's so dark in here.
Cassandra.
I can't see anything.
Where?
Cassandra, you are doing Sense the Unseen, which I have to look in the handy dandy book for.
Yep. Wits aspects versus resolve aspects.
Versus resolve and aspects. Gonna get you to roll yours in resolve and aspects.
And Harley got like literally so excited he didn't even pay attention to the words that were said. He just heard a voice. And it's like now.
Now do it. Go.
It's not a good thing when all of your successes are on the red dice, is it?
Messy.
Not generally, no. Unless they're all
Are they all criticals?
1 crit and a regular. So
Damn
3
it.
successes, all reds.
You kind of see a bit of an ethereal image that's near Charlie. It is a woman of average height. She's got black hair and she's dressed in a suit, and she's kind of, it looks like she can't tell where she is, like she's kind of in a different plane of existence. And then almost as if it's like a warp field effect, you see her getting drawn out from the building.
Did you see anything?
Yeah, it was that woman again with the long dark hair, dark suit, but she doesn't know where she is. She seems lost or trapped or something.
She's still here?
She got dragged off that way.
What do you mean dragged?
I'm just gonna walk in that direction. I don't know if it's gonna probably lead me up to a wall, but I'm walking that way anyway.
Yeah, you walk directly into a wall.
Yeah, just, like literally just like touching the wall. Look, if there's a window, I'm gonna look like through the window, see if there's anything on the side of the wall, just anything. Just
Yeah, the wall itself would have been on the internal part of the building.
okay. It's just
It was like she got sucked back to wherever she was.
Did you recognize her? Abigail didn't recognize her. Did you recognize her?
Storyteller?
When you came to Vancouver, were you ever introduced to the prince?
I mean, probably. I mean, I was also hanging around with Erasmus and them for a bit. There's a
That'd be
chance.
a wits and awareness check. And everybody take a drink.
I probably should have done all this rolling before I traded away that dot of wits. Hey, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a
Whoopsie.
much better roll.
Remember, you have willpower.
5.
5 successes. That's Prince Bastion,
Did you recognize her?
Yeah.
or I guess former Prince Bastion now.
I'm pretty sure that was Prince Bastion.
Oh,
Why is the
that's fun.
oh
Can't be good.
why is the prince talking to me?
Former prince.
Was she talking to you or is she talking to like everyone who can do your kind of stuff?
I think it's to all of us, but I'm the only one that wants to figure out where she is or who she is. But
Where would you have to get stuck to be able to talk to all of you guys?
Torpor?
either in torpor or if that's worse than death.
Well, if it's death, there's not a whole lot we can really do to help her out.
No, but we could maybe figure out who did it. She keeps saying she doesn't know where she is. I think
I
we're
wonder
gonna
if we
have
could
to
try to. What if we tried to track her? I mean, it would be hard on you, but if we just kind of took you to different locations all around and did this, we could try to triangulate something.
maybe I don't know where she's going. She goes
Yeah.
that way and then she's gone. And
That would also be kind of risky, just, constantly having, feeding off of Charlie.
And that's
It
also
could-
assuming she's being held in the same place, isn't getting moved around.
What about a Tremere? Would a Tremere be able to pinpoint something like that or to communicate perhaps like an older Tremere, not like Abigail, but one that is a bit
I don't-
older and maybe?
I don't know. I mean, she was gonna like do the thing to find out about the box with other Tremere, so if they can figure out who touched a
Oh,
thing, they
that's
can probably
right.
find out where a person went.
So, if she didn't have to focus on the box, maybe she'd be able to focus on this.
Probably.
Lena's gonna pull out her phone and real quick send a text to Harley and box ?
All right, I had to check in on somebody and grab a quick bite. What about the box? What?
It's Bastion. It's Prince Bastion. The voice that I'm hearing. The voice that I'm hearing is Prince Bastion.
What?
So we have found out that the woman's voice is Prince Bastian, and
The woman that keeps-
because of that, we brought up, Abigail because she was she's a Tremere, and then they reminded me about the box, so I texted you.
The woman that keeps talking to me, that keeps saying that it's dark and she doesn't know where she is.
Right. That's still going on.
And I
Okay.
heard her, and Cassandra saw her because we did the thing that Abigail did.
Okay.
And Cassandra's met the prince, and she recognized the prince, and it's Prince Bastion.
What about the
Well, now that we have a
Hakata?
name, why don't you just Google it?
Because she's the former prince of Vancouver who went missing after Elysium blew up.
Okay.
What
so,
about seeing
wait.
if a Hakata could find out, could speak to
I
their
don't want to
ghosts?
talk to those guys. I don't want to talk to those guys.
Might be your only chance to talk and find out more about the prince.
Yeah, but they're
former
weird.
Prince.
I'll take one for the team.
They're weird.
We're all kind of weird. I don't know if you've noticed that or not.
Mm-mm.
Speak for yourself, weirdo.
I've got.
You wanted a mouth hand.
There was
Yeah, that would have made me weird.
All right, so but I've got no problem talking to the Hekata if no one else wants to do it. I mean,
Might
look
not.
at look at me.
She might not be dead.
They kind
Is-
of could potentially tell you if she is or isn't, because if they cannot, talk to her or see her,
No, no, no,
then
no, 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 no. She go back to what you guys said earlier. If she's not dead, then she's in torpor. And she's somewhere dark. When you go torpor, you know what's going on. You just can't do.
So,
And she doesn't know where she is.
so she like astrally projecting? Is that what you're trying to get
Not
at here?
not the
What?
important part.
Okay.
Not the important part.
the important part is we need to find out where she's tortured at.
The important part is that she went missing after the explosion, and she is tortured somewhere not the explosion.
Hazan.
Mm-hmm. Question
He
is,
is
do
the
we
one
want
to
to
benefit.
focus on this or in taking over the city? Because
well-
if we let her out, is she going to be in support of this or much, much, much worse than Hazun?
I don't know, but this might also be the thing that takes down Hudson. If
Sure,
I'm
and then if
right.
she turns around and tells us to scoot with all of our little plans here.
The enemy
Okay, what
that we
if
know.
we keep this? What if we keep this as sort of like a secret weapon, so that if our plan does not work out so much, and there's a real big issue regarding Hazan, and then
Does anybody
look
know
at the
how old
prince.
the prince is? I haven't met the prince.
I don't know.
I bet we could ask around. I mean, I am like Harpy.
If she was really old, it would take her a very long time to come back out of things anyway. And so all we would have to do is show that the prince now did the thing to Bastion to weaken support, and then we might still be able to do this. But we would have to confirm that this happened. And unless we can get all the other Malkadians to focus, which is not in my forte, then it means that she's talking to me about it, and now have to find a torpor prince to prove mutiny, treason.
So, how far could he have gone with the prince's body, to do all of that?
Anywhere.
I'm sorry, but you're the La Sombra. You have a better angle on what he's capable of doing.
There's plenty of methods. The question is I'm not nearly as familiar with the city as one of you, and I don't know where to even. What if the prince is inside the old building? We did not go to the basement, and we did not check all of the floors. So
And
what
no
if,
one would be going back there right now.
Including us.
What if the prince is stuck in the old building?
Then she's in a
And-
building with Pentex.
Wait,
A
now when
building
you
with
say
Pentex, and Charlotte just gets this new building, and we already determined that Charlotte was likely set up to die that first night there, so maybe that was part
And
of
that
the
would
cover-up
also
of it.
align Victor with the current prince.
Which we've
Yeah.
always assumed.
It would.
well, this is becoming a little too convenient, actually.
this-
when you
this is
think
a lot.
about it, people
This is a
gonna
lot.
die.
This is a lot.
I
Yeah.
think that we're going to have to go to the building and check around. Or
Oh, fuck.
we could also go and ask Alexandru
Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't have known if she was there.
if he knew anything, because it was very obvious he did not just stay in the Trevor floor. He also went, down. He came to us on our floor, and
If he knew and he didn't inform us, especially while we're talking about our plan to him, then that's a problem. That's another problem.
why would he tell us that, especially if he might potentially be still, under the Sabbat allegiance? And
Why would he
Because
tell
we-
us one way or the other? We're either going to do this and he's going to get to benefit from it, or we're all going to die trying and it's not going to matter to him in the long run either.
Oh, 6 of
we
one.
didn't ask either.
6 of
We
one,
also
half
didn't
a dozen of the
ask.
other.
And on
But
top of that, if what I think's true and she's going to be a bigger problem than not, why would he tell us about it then either? Why not protect us from it?
oh, baby steps, one step at a time. We have
We
to
need to
get
think about it.
we have to get there first before we can even. This is gonna suck, isn't it?
I'm just gonna
Probably.
Char's gonna silently reach across the table and just like grab at one of Elena's hands. So his other hand just like pulls at his hair.
And I will hold his hand.
Oh.
Charlie, it's going to be okay. Hey, I told you that we're going to figure it out, and that's what we're doing. If we can find the prince, then maybe you won't be hearing her anymore.
Yeah, that would be one less voice in your head.
Yep. Just gotta go back to the old Pentex building to find a torpid prince to prove treason against the current prince in the conspiracy.
A field trip.
We should get costumes.
It's
Nice
Disguises.
costumes.
it's fine.
And it's at
It
that
actually-
point. Go ahead.
Costumes might not be the worst idea. I mean, we're getting kind of infamous with our bullshit, guys.
But what kind of costume?
Well, I mean, I can make all kinds of stuff, but I was kind
I
of just
don't
thinking
want to
like
be a pirate
hoodies.
again. I
No,
don't
no
want to be a
pirates.
pirate again.
More like ninjas, face coverings,
Ninjas.
Oh, I can do that.
hoodies.
I can
Yeah,
go.
I mean,
Make a
Harley's
convincing
on it.
cop.
I can turn invisible.
Okay, or you could just be invisible. That's good too. I just mean we're starting to get pretty noticed and pretty noticeable.
Yeah.
I could
You are a
change
bunch
my
of
hair a
Primogen.
bit. I could
Yeah.
change my hair, maybe put it up so that it doesn't. It's
Oh, you could cut it off so that it would be
Nice.
more good for combat.
Up looks nice.
Thank you. I'm not cutting my hair.
Catholic thing.
No, it's not a Catholic thing. It is a personal choice thing.
For the
It's
record, I'm
Catholicism.
also not cutting my hair.
I would never recommend that.
Now that we've got the hair cutting out of the way, I think this is a good point to cut off this particular episode. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh my
Team has been
goodness.
all over the plot board tonight.
Yeah, it's this coterie plot thing is just kind of going all over the place.
Sorry,
I
I, have
had-
an idea.
I had a list with what our next steps would be, and I'll just scribble all over that, shall I?
Yep.
We were close.
Probably a good idea.
Sorry, Elena reminded me about the.
So, thank you everybody for attending and showing up and watching our craziness go off entirely off any rails that I had possibly set up. So we're gonna do a quick round table to find out where everybody's at, where they're gonna be, what's going on, and Lex, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Lex. I was Cassandra. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff at a redhead vixen. You can also catch me on Tuesdays on the Weave the Tale channel, where I play my spooky Russian witch. And I believe that only has 1 or maybe 2 more episodes left. I don't know. Time's hard. And that's about it for me right now.
And Patrick.
Hello, I am Patrick Gill, creative director at Martlet Games, and I was Harley the Nosferatu. I've become a recent convert to the Linktree faith, and my Linktree is it's over there in the chat, in that direction. So there, one singular Linktree to unite the links. But anyways. We've got a historical campaign or a historical vampire chronicle coming up, set in 1918 London. This is going to be starting to come out here relatively soon. We've got a few more episodes to record, but we've reached our point to where it doesn't matter what happens. We can finish this and still not have a gap. So we're going to go ahead and start releasing that. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's, yeah. Good night, everybody. I love you all.
And wait, hold on. That way. Sam.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, I'm Samantha McLarty. I played Elena de la Sombra, and I also have a Linktree. I think it's in the chat. If it's not by some chance, then you can find me on all of the socials at just S McLarty. Made it super simple. I am going to be playing in a 10 Candles game on Guyana Gaming Saturday.
That's today.
Yes. Shit. It is. Damn
That
it.
is today.
Look at me.
What?
Oh my god. Yeah,
That's
it's
probably
Time
like
is
today.
so hard.
Double book!
Probably
It
about
is
now,
so
actually.
And I'm also doing some games with Martlet. One was in the one he just mentioned, the London game, and I have had a very fun time with that. If you missed it, I think that there will be a VOD up for the Murder on Music Row game that Zachary did last week.
I still have to watch that. I'm sorry. There's so much content. I'm sorry.
There is. But yeah, that's I think that's gonna do it for me. Check out the Linktree. There's everything is in that one little spot.
And Zach.
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo. I've been Charlie Lawrence the Malkavian. That's my Twitter handle. My links are over there. I have a link tree. You don't get it. You have to go to my Twitter to get the rest of the link tree. Let's probably get most of that stuff in it anyway. As Sam said, Murder on Music Row is on VOD on Carrying Comfort Studios Twitch. It's also on their YouTube, so you can absolutely watch it. It's my first time storytelling. It went really well, and hope you enjoy it. Apart from that, tomorrow is the season finale of Crack the Sky, a Lancer TTRPG over on Carrying Comfort Studios. So one more time of big gay mechs tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on Carrying Comfort. Tuesdays, ATL is in our off season, so we might be airing something, we might not be, who knows. Wednesdays, Carrying Comfort, there's a Mage Victorian era game. I was in the first episode, which was on Wednesday, this past Wednesday. You can watch that. I'm not in this episode, but you should watch it to see some other really cool people that I'll be meeting up with later. And then Friday, I'm back on Carrying Comfort for Kingdom Hearts Interstitial War, where I will be reprising the role of Doctor Strange in one part of their 2-part finale. So there's a lot going on, and I hope to see you in some or all of it.
And Brennan.
Hi, I'm Brennan. I was Charlotte. Those are my links. That's my Twitter. Follow me there if you want to see stuff. I don't know what I've got planned, so you'll find out when I do.
Probably
That's
karaoke, right? Karaoke.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think I owe 2. They won't free me from this jail.
Never.
I'm trapped.
No, everybody keep donating to Brennan stuff so he has
Stop.
to continue perpetually do karaoke.
Stop giving to charity so I can stop singing.
Just make him do auto tune. We'll have an all auto tune episode.
Oh my god.
And I am Storyteller Steve. You probably have just come over here from our Vancouver by Night game, and you are going to be going, if you like the Vancouver by Night game, Prince, who is the storyteller for the game we're about to raid into, which is Rolling These 20s. So we're going, it's an entire day of Prince. It's great. Yeah, I don't know
And
where I'm
Beckett is
pointing
here.
anymore.
Beckett is here
And-
also.
And that is the non-Matthew Mercer Beckett. So yeah, thank you again all for showing up and watching all of our stuff. And we are about to raid over to Rolling D's 20s, and we're gonna do it right about now.
Bye.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.